Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of TerraVentures. I believe we're up to episode 29, and today we're starting things off back in the base, back near our two quite unfinished towers. Now let's go into first person. There we go. So yes, obviously we've got this big one over here, which we started quite early on in the season. I think episode 10, 11, I'm not really sure, and we've never really got around to finishing it. It's been a bit of an eyesore, so today we're going to try and finish off this one over here. We've also got this big monstrosity over here, which is very much not in keeping with the character of the city. So we're not going to tear it down and move it because that would be a lot of work. But what we are going to do is try and make this thing a little bit bigger. Well, not bigger, we're going to make it look a little bit better. So the door isn't quite centered, which is a little bit annoying. But what we're going to do is try and build a big tower around it, making sure that we keep this bit over here free. So in other words, we're just going to make this entire place look just a little bit more like the skyscraper city we're trying to make. So what I should really do is pop into a creative version of this world and see what I can come up with for designs. Let's just pop that away and get on into the creative world. Let's have a start with this building over here. Now obviously we've got our blue glass and white concrete and what's this kind of the oak leaves over here. Now I'm not quite certain it's going to work over here. I did try it and it's not quite good. So what we really need to do first is get rid of this grey concrete over here and the one over here. So our main problem is really that the core is not really designed to be replicated on both corners, on all four sides. So we might have to figure out a way around that, because these bits stick out, and that's very good. They also stick out on this side. So what we really should have done is, if we wanted it to go good, we should have put a grey concrete line going up like this and all the way up, and then just repeat the pattern. So let's just have a look and see if that will work well. So I'll build it up, build all the bits that I need to do, at least on one side, or at least on the one side, so possibly this side, I'm not sure, and we'll see how it looks. If it looks any better, we'll go and repeat this design and see how it goes. And just having a look at that, I haven't done all the way down, but I'm starting to think I should have done this from the beginning, just replicate it around the outside. So that looks pretty reasonable to me. I'm just flying around having a look, and it is pretty good indeed. Now I'm really not quite sure what to do with up here, because the tower just levels off like that, so I may have to figure that out. But overall I'm pretty happy with that. So once I figure out what I'm going to do with this design as well, I'll get building these two designs in the survival world, in the realm. Now, it's going to be this design that's going to be the harder one to do. Now, obviously I've got this massive structure over here which can't really be moved. I can change the outside of this, but I am really limited by space. I can't go much further than one block thing. So all the detailing is going to have to be one block thick, which is incredibly hard for detailing. So on the other side, though, I can do what I like. So that is a little bit of an extra bit. So that is quite a bit of a thing to do. I'm gonna have to think about this, but I'm thinking red, maybe some black, not purple, because that's going to mirror that one too much. Green is here, so quite a few colors. Let's have a look at the options. What colors we have? We've got all these colors here. Brown's a pain to get because I don't have much cocoa. Pink would look out of place. Purple or magenta, maybe. Blue and cyan, I've got quite a bit of. Lime green I can make tons of. I could also go for a wood building, given that this is of course a wood building. So what I think I might do is pop into a different world that I've managed to get a hold of and see if I can get any ideas from there. Now I've popped into something that my state government has put together with the help of a lot of people. It is a map of my capital city. So if you're looking around, there's quite a few recognizable landmarks if you know what the city is. So what I'm going to do is fly around a bit here and try and see if I can get some things. And yeah, just ignore those top things at the top. Those things, some things have gone wrong there. Now I do like this building here. Those things are really getting annoying, aren't they? So anyway, I do like this building over here. It is pretty flat. It is, yeah, as I say, it's pretty flat. There's only 1, 2 blocks thick, and it's got quite a bit of detailing. It doesn't look the best, and I'm not sure it would fit in with the rest of my builds. There's one over here which is mostly grey, which I could use, and again it's only 1 or 2 blocks thick, so that will work as well. Now what else can I do? So yes, flying. Oh, this one would work well. This one's out of sandstone, which I don't have a lot of, and it does go in and out quite a bit, so that might work. Or this building over here might work. This is mostly just ice, covered ice. So yeah, there's quite a few buildings around. I'm going to have a scan around and get some ideas from this one. Well, it took a little bit of scanning around and hunting for a good building, but I think I've come up with one that should work. So this one over here is made up of just 4 different kinds of blocks. It's got bone block, white concrete, black stained glass, and of course polished andesite. So those blocks should work quite well. So let's hop into the creative version of the realm and figure out how it looks. And here we go. Now over here on this corner I've gone for a 4 high instead of the building in the other world which has 3. So I've gone with 4 here because most of the buildings in this area have 4 or more. So I think having this one like this would be slightly better. I haven't obviously built it all the way around, but I think this design should fit in reasonably nicely. It's going to be a bit different with the black and red here, the green and grey here, and then the white and black, I guess, or white and grey here. So I think this should work quite nicely. So now that I've got this, it's going to be a lot of white concrete, a lot of blue glass, leaves, and grey concrete, and bone blocks, which thankfully I should have a lot of bone meal thanks to this farm over here. So, time to get building. First things first is to gather ourselves a whole stack of bone blocks. So I should just be able to chop out these chests of bone meal, come over here and start creating them. Now I'm really not sure how many I'm going to need, so I'm just going to create as many as I can from the 6 double chests that we had there. We need to be very careful not to make white dye. So this will take a little bit of time, but it is pretty quick actually when I come to think about it. So we are actually going to have to do a really, really big building here. So hopefully, as I say, this is enough. Okay, and now we're back in the realm, and I've been busy gathering out quite a bit of resources. I already had the sand and gravel in my storage system. I've got all the bone blocks from the bone farm. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I reckon this block needs to go here. Then we need to get our andesite. Let's put that there. So that needs to go 1, 2, 3, I think. So let's do that there. Then this block would go here, I think. And that actually doesn't leave a lot of space for people to walk down, but that can't really be helped. I've built this really close to the sidewalk. After that, I think we need to get ourselves some concrete. So sand, gravel, bone meal, and a crafting table. There we go. White concrete powder. And that just needs to go on the outside of, in the inside here, like so. And then our glass would go here and here. So that actually is pretty close to what we need. So we also need to put that every second, I think. Every second block. So 1, 2, no, that's wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that will probably be right there. So then we need to put the same thing on this corner and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do now is just lay out the boundary for this thing and go from there. And hopefully this shouldn't take too long to finish off. Now having built all the way around it, I can see that I've actually made a slight mistake. I have not made the mistake. I just need to correct something. So what I originally thought was that it's going to be like this here, but I actually need to push these things forward. So yes, it is actually going to be, this is actually correct. So that goes there, there, and so on and so forth. That is a little bit annoying. And this is going to have to be the one place where this isn't quite the same, which is a little bit annoying, but yes, I can't really help much here. So that is the layout for what this is going to be. So firstly I need to rip down this exterior wall here, and then I should be able to build these walls up pretty quickly, given that this shouldn't take too long to build. So time to get started on all this. Now, the next question I really need to answer is how tall do I want this building? So I'm just going to build up and see how I want, but I do think this block thing needs to be at least 40 blocks tall. So where are we now? We're at 63, and I'm going to have levels of 5 apiece, or 4 apiece. So that means each level is 5. So that means we need to make sure this number that we get is divisible by 5 from 63. So we're at 20 there. So 40 is divisible by 5, that would be 8 stories. So 103 is there. We'll see how that goes. I can always build up more if I need to. So let's have a look at that from the ground. Just a little bit more over here. It's kind of hard to tell with the rain, and it's kind of hard to tell with just one block. So what I think I'll do is I'll build up all of this until 103, up to 103, and see how it goes. And obviously if it looks good, I'll finish it there and move on to the other tower that I've got planned, the one over here. And a bit of a progress update for you. I've managed to finish off I've just managed to finish off just this wall, and I'm thinking it's starting to look pretty good. It's probably just a little bit plain, so I may figure out a couple of things to do differently. I may put in some red bits here. Maybe I'll put in a couple of lines, so fences or walls, stone walls or wood fences to come down like this in just certain parts. So maybe every second or third one I'll put in something just to break up this wall a little bit. So there's still quite a bit more to do. I've still got the remaining 3 walls to go, and quite a lot more white concrete to do. I've made up this much, but this much glass that I've got down here is not going to be nearly enough. So quite a bit more to do. What I should probably say is that each line of this down here costs 1 stack of glass. So I've got, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 2, that's 16, and I think it's 8 on the front as well. I should count that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 24 plus 24 stacks of glass, not counting the 2 corners, which actually cost 3 stacks together. So that's 27 more stacks of glass, and 27 more stacks that's not quite enough. So I need to get myself some more glass. I need to get myself some more black dye, which I don't have a lot of, or any of, and I need to finish off this building. So quite a little bit more work, but hopefully in the next clip, this part, at least the walls, will be completely done, and I can figure out what to do with the roof. Well, after quite a number of hours of building up this thing and having to go collect a lot more black dye and many trips into the ocean, because I had to get a lot of that black dye and I kept not getting the right amount, this thing is finally done. It took a lot more white concrete than I thought. I think I used about 2 shulker boxes or 1 full double chest of concrete. So that's quite a lot to go, quite a lot. Now it's time to get started on this building. Thankfully I have the design already, so I should just be able to do this one pretty quickly. So that line goes to there, and this bit should be pretty quick. So time to get started on it, and hopefully this shouldn't take too long. And after a bit of building, here we go. This thing is now finished. Now I just basically replicated the design on the outside and the other side onto here, and I think it looks pretty good. And we'll probably have to do a bit of a fly around to see what exactly it looks like, but I think this will be good. And I just wasted a rocket. There we go. And that actually looks very, very good. So let's do a fly around from here, and it's blocked by this building, of course, and it looks pretty good on this side as well. So that is pretty good. However, one thing I'm not entirely satisfied with is all the bare bones of this thing is is still visible, all the wood here, all the redstone bits, all the hoppers and whatnot. So what I'm thinking to fix that is to put in some of this ice, packed ice I think this is. I don't have any on me, so packed ice behind every single one of these blue glass panes, which is going to be quite a lot of stacks. I forget how many stacks of blue glass I put in, but I think it's going to be around at least a full double chest of it. So I'm going to have to go to a ice field or buy quite a bit of this stuff and fill it up. So let's clean up all this stuff around here first. And yeah, too much stuff. So let's clean up this stuff and then get started on filling up the rest of this build with something to make it look just a little bit better. And there we go. I've managed to get all the ice and put it in. It took quite a while, especially the layers with the villages in them. That took quite a while, so I had to get in there, close off the blue, and then take out all the glass and wood and all that. So I've got plenty of resources now available. The last thing I would like to do is just put a little bit of thing in this corner, which should just break up this corner a little bit. And once again, I'm going to use blue glass since I've got quite a bit of that. So this shouldn't take too long. And then I think I'll have a fly around and see if I can improve on this building, of course. Now what I'm thinking as well, since I've got a little bit of time left, is to figure out some roofs for these buildings. Quite a few of these don't have proper roofs. This one doesn't. The one over here doesn't. The cactus building doesn't. That was close. And yeah, let me just get out of here first. As I was saying, this building doesn't have a roof, and the cactus building doesn't have a roof. The tree farm building doesn't have a roof, and in theory, the one with the nether fortress, not the nether fortress, the nether portal doesn't have a roof either. So that's all something I'm going to work on as well at some point. One thing I want to do before I do the roofs is just update this map a little bit, and there we go. You can see the white building around that and the completed and the blue ice in the top right where my cursor is now. So that is quite a good improvement, I think, although it'll look better from the top once I finish off these roofs, because you can see all red there, the actual building there, including the redstone block which powers the thing, the tree farm inside that, and of course the storage system here which we're inside at the moment. So all that needs to be improved on. I'm probably just going to make a simple, or rather simple roof for each of them, just half slabs or things like that at the top. So let me figure that out, and I'll come back when I've got a few more ideas on those. And there we go. I've filled up these 3 buildings with roofs, or just ceilings, to be fair. These two just have a simple half slab stone slab, and these or polished stone slab, I can't quite remember the name, and this one just has the red nether brick, so it's quite rather simple, rather flat. This one over here, the farming tower and the cactus tower and the tree farm tower, I'm not entirely certain what I'm going to do. They would require white concrete, I believe, or grey concrete in this case, and I haven't hardened that, and I really don't like hardening concrete, mining it and then replacing it, so that's a little bit annoying. So the last thing I want to do in today's episode is to bring this road all the way around this building. So bring it straight up, come across here, bring it across here, and join it up to, join it up to this road over here. So that shouldn't take too long, and we shall be able to finish off this episode pretty quickly. And just a bit of a progress update. I've managed to flatten this hill. It was quite a bit of work. It was, I think, 5 or 6 or 7 blocks high. It was reasonably tall hill. Anyway, I've flattened this out. I've got all the roads out. I haven't put in the bits for the lamps because I'm not entirely certain. Wait a second. Yeah, you can die. Anyway, I'm not entirely certain that this is going to line up exactly, but we're just going to try and see. So I'm putting these lamps every 10 blocks, alternating the sides of the road. So let's see, this one is there. So I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and plant, and so on and so forth. So let's just have a look at that and go and see if that lines up perfectly. Right, now I've finished this off. It doesn't line up exactly, but I've decided to go with 1 on each of the corners. So 1 there and possibly 1 here because it's a fair distance across. I'm not, yeah, I'm going to have to go with that. I'm not entirely certain how I'll do this side though, because of where these ones land, but I think that's pretty good at the moment. So what I now need to do is put in all the white concrete and the black concrete powder, as well as install all the lamps. And once again, I'm out of black concrete. No, I'm out of the dye for the black concrete. So once again, it's a flight over the water when it rains, and time to get some squid. And I think there's one down here. No, they were just dolphins. So let's hunt down some squid. I reckon 35 ink sacs should be more than enough. So let's head back home, which is not in this direction. It's in this direction, I think. Yeah, flying back the way I came. And get lost at times. Anyway, so that's just about done. So we're very, very close to finishing off today's episode. We just need to put in the concrete and the lights, and we're done. And there we go. The new roads are now complete. It is a very square angle there, but I can't really help that. And I've now finished off the 2 buildings behind it. So that brings this episode to an end. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have liked this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to keep watching out for the next one. We'll be working a little bit more on the stadium, which I've ignored for the past couple of episodes. We'll be doing a little bit more work to make it bigger, make it taller, and actually build some things around the outside. So look forward to that. Anyway, we'll see you then. Goodbye.